This is the Fender Mustang Micro Plus, and I truly think it has the ability to change the way you play guitar. For the last 3 years, I've gotten 15 minutes a day in using the original Mustang Micro, and this thing looks decked out with new features that make it an awesome upgrade. Let's check it out. Well, this feels like 3 years in the making. 3 years ago, I pre-ordered this little thing, the Fender Mustang Micro. It's a headphone amp. It showed up on my doorstep, and one night I plugged it in after getting my second daughter to sleep when she was a few months old. I plugged this in and time evaporated. I was going from clean to overdriven to punk to metal sounds for hours. It made me jam a little bit differently over the different tones that were in there. It was inspirational. The entire time I did that, the rest of my family was sound asleep. It was legit me time, dad time, jam time. So this thing has been kind of life-changing for me, at least when it comes to guitar and my guitar playing habits. So when I heard that the Fender Mustang Micro Plus was coming out, I knew that I had to check it out. This thing sounds like the perfect evolution to the original Mustang Micro. It's got more amps, more effects, a tuner built in, a display, the ability to create and store presets via the Tone app for iOS and Android. Sold. Pretty much sounds like it solves a lot of the ideas I had in the back of my head about how you could make the Mustang Micro better. So today, I'm gonna do the following. I'm gonna dive into a few issues I have with the first Mustang Micro and see if this upgrade fixes any of them. I'm gonna unbox it. I'm gonna give it a quick overview of how it works and how it sounds. I'm gonna connect it to the Tone app on iOS and take a look at the preset functionality and how that works. And hopefully by the end of it, I'll answer whether you should buy this or buy this. And finally answer, hey, if you already have one of these, should you upgrade? That's my big question. So let's get to it. So there's about two main issues I had with the original Mustang Micro. The first is you can't control the gain. So you can't add an overdrive pedal, you can't turn gain up on an amp or down on an amp. The other big thing on the Mustang Micro, you can't multi-track record. And what I mean by that is, if you plug your headphones in, plug this into a computer, iPad, phone, tablet, whatever, you record a track down. If you wanna go and record something over that first track, you can't hear the first track back through the headphones of this. There's no monitoring. Those are the two big problems that I saw. I'm hoping that both of them are maybe fixed with this. Let's take a look. Let's get this plugged in and try out. You just take your headphone jack and your Mustang Micro and it plugs in right on the back. Then you plug this right into your guitar and then make sure to turn it on. There you go. You have audio. So I'm just using these Shure 215 earbud monitor style headphones. You can get them between like 70 and $100 and they're just a nice flat response, single driver earbud. You can also use earpods like this, anything that has a wire. It just needs the typical 3.5 millimeter audio jack. So off the bat, they give you a little bit of a driven deluxe tone. Let's check that out here on the bridge pickup on this Player 2 Telecaster that you can win if you subscribe to my channel. First 10,000 people will be entered to win this. First 5,000 people will be entered to win a Player 2 Jazzmaster. So please like and subscribe and you could win. Woo! All right, here's Stadium Lead. So here you can actually use the tap tempo on it to tap in the delay repeats. So that actually sounds really great. To me, that sounds way better than any of the sort of lead style sounds that you got on the original Mustang Micro. I'm super happy with that. Let's check out another one. Ooh, swirling echoes. Kind of like a stereo ping pong or maybe like a Leslie effect. All right, let's give it a shot. Very cool. cool. Ooh, some Jimi Hendrix kind of sound. Fun stuff, guys. Twin tremolo. Very cool. This one's called Vibra Drive. Harmonic vibrato. Lavendar rain. Surfy. Very fun. I mean, there are just so many sounds just with the presets that it comes with. So let's check out how the tone app actually works next. I'm just gonna type in Fender tone, hit search, there it is, open it up. Looks like there's some actual physical pedals and amps in here before. This is the first time I'm using this, so looks familiar. Looks like something like if you've ever used Helix before, or Quad Cortex, or the Head Rush modelers. They all sort of have this signal chain where you have things before the amp, and then after the amp, and you're able to go in and customize what that looks like. Would you like to find and connect devices on your local network? Yes, I'm assuming that's how it's going to find the Mustang Micro Plus. Would you like to use Bluetooth? Sure, we'll allow Bluetooth. And now it's scanning for devices. Awesome. All right, the Mustang Micro Plus showed up. I'm going to go ahead and hit connect. Awesome. And yeah, and that's where I am. I'm using currently on the 65 Princeton Reverb. So this is really cool. I can scroll through all the presets. Can I change a preset this way? Yeah. I don't have to use the buttons on the side of the Mustang Micro to switch preset. Makes it way easier to get to some new different tones than having to press that button 30 times. So I'm assuming I can probably either start from an existing preset or go to a new one. So actually, let's go back to that 65 Princeton Reverb. Click the edit button over on the right. Okay, and it's got, looks like a 65 spring reverb. Oh yeah, this is exciting. So I can add an overdrive, I can add a tube screamer, I can add what's basically probably a clone. I can add a rat. I can add some fuzzes. I can add a compressor, sustain. Very cool. So I can add and customize what the sound in front of the amp looks like. So I can add modulation, tremolo, phaser, flanger, chorus. So this is cool. There's not a ton of options like compared to say the Positive Grid Spark platform. And it also looks like I can't add both say like a clone and a compressor. So you only get a certain limited number of slots, but this is such a huge improvement over where the Mustang Micro original version was. So can't say enough how exciting this is. I'm just gonna go ahead and add that clone here. You can turn the gain up, get to that magical sweet spot. Very cool. Let's go to this Princeton and maybe give it a little more bass. Let's add in a little bit of like a slapback delay sound. We can just do that right here with the tape delay. And then we're just gonna turn the time down pretty far. Cool. We can kind of turn the wow down, turn the spread up. So now I just have like a nice slapback, gritty rock sound. And then I bet I can save it. I can go ahead and hit the save button, go down to where there's an empty spot right here, give it a name. 8 characters maximum, so we'll call this Dad Time, Jam Time, Princeton, and then line 2 we'll put Grit. And hit save. And now I have a new preset, 71, Dad Time, Jam Time, Princeton Grit. And it looks like I could probably go back then and start from scratch. So if I pick an empty one, I can go in here and edit it. And then if I want to replace this and put in a different amp, all these different amps in here, these look like your typical Friedmans and High Watts and Oranges and Marshalls and Mesa Boogies and Voxes, Fenders, old Gibsons, just everything that you might want. It has a pretty good selection, stuff from all eras, all different types of sounds you might want. This is definitely such a huge upgrade over the original Mustang Micro. It's so much fun, and there's just a ton of inspiration that happens as you're playing. What a great upgrade. Having the tone app capable here. And then I think if you go back to the list view, go down to cloud, yeah, there's this concept of a shared tone cloud. There's factory presets featured, some popular ones, genres, recents. So yeah, maybe I'll throw my Princeton Grit up here. You guys can follow me, Dad Time, Jam Time. Let's audition this Midwest Echoes. Yeah, so awesome. Can't wait to come in and try some of these different presets that are in here. I'll start adding my own, and heck yeah, dude, this is great. So now there's one last question that I have, and it's, can this thing monitor while recording? So let's check that out next. I'm gonna hit record on GarageBand, and then I'm going to go back and try to record a new track over top of it and see if that actually works. Let's give this a little bit of a shot here. I'll go ahead and give myself a count in. Okay, And now let's see if I can kind of come in and lay something in over on top of that. So the audio in my headphones is coming out of the Mustang Micro. So hopefully the computer is sending this audio back out through the Mustang Micro, out through my headphones, and I can hear it. Yes, it's working. So yeah, there you go. It's awesome. It's super clean, super easy to use, packed with a lot of functionality, and yeah, this is really exciting. So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about kind of final thoughts. So I cannot say how awesome I think this thing is, the Fender Mustang Micro Plus. All those tones, all those amps, all those effects, the ability to mix and match and combine them to get whatever tone you really want, save them as presets down to the device, be able to jump back and forth between the ones that you want the most. I think it's a no-brainer that if I were choosing between the original Mustang Micro and the Mustang Micro Plus, I would go Mustang Micro Plus all day. For an extra 30 bucks, what you get, 100% worth it in my mind. The level of customization, flexibility, the number of tones you can get, this is a real modeling amp now in a tiny headphone form factor, which is really, really cool. So if it's between these two, I'm going this, especially if it's only $30 more. And even if they drop the price of this, maybe let's say to $70, so it's almost half the price, then it competes with Flamma, then it competes with the NUX headphone amps. Maybe I'm considering this, but I honestly, I'd save up and I would go with this, to be honest, because you also get the multi-track recording with it, which makes it more of a real USB audio device. So, I mean, this is just, like I said, I think this is a no-brainer. Going Mustang Micro Plus over the original is the way to go if you're buying them net new. So now if you already have an original Mustang Micro, should you upgrade? From my perspective, if you've got the money, upgrade. Sell this thing for 50 bucks or whatever you can get for it, or throw it in your gig bag and so you have an extra one when you're traveling. But this thing is more than 100% upgrade on this. I think this thing is a 10,000 times upgrade on what this was because of the infinite number of combinations you have with dialing in your tone now. Using the Fender Tone app, brilliant move. Love that it's happened. And I personally would 100% upgrade. Do you have to upgrade? I don't know. I mean, that's for you to figure out. But if you have zero issues with how you're using this, if you like the tones that are on it, you already know how to muscle memory get the sounds you like with the buttons you want to press every time you turn it on, then keep this one. But to have presets saved to this so that you get your favorite tones on this device just by a press of a button after you set them on your cell phone, I mean, that just makes this so much more usable. Then when you can think about the fact, like if you want to play a song all the way through and go from like a clean to a dirty to a clean part, you can do that with the press of a button on this now, whereas this, you might have to press the button like 2 or 3 times. Just not really feasible on the original. And then the fact that there's multi-track recording on this and you can't do that here, you just have like a much more capable device. If this was a minimum viable product, this is a delightful upgrade to what this was. I would recommend, even if you have one of these and you're interested to get more out of it, consider this, truly. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna do some more in-depth videos on this that go into more details of recording to an iPhone, recording to a tablet, recording to a computer. I'll definitely release some presets to check out too. Maybe I'll do a video with getting your favorite artist sounds with the Mustang Micro Plus, and then I'll release those presets. So look for that, like and subscribe and get notified when that's coming out. And then last but not least, you can win this guitar. So subscribe to my channel and any of the first 10,000 will be entered in a contest automatically to win this Player 2 Telecaster in birch green with a beautiful real rosewood fretboard, which is exciting. And then also, any of the first 5,000 subscribers can win this awesome coral red Jazzmaster Player 2 from Fender with a beautiful rosewood fretboard, just like the Telecaster. So like, subscribe, get a chance to win this. And I love making videos about gear that help you just get that 15 minutes a day in to play the guitar, take some time for yourself, and jam. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Cheers.